are now, you will agree with, okay, you may not agree with me, but wherever you are seated, wherever you're watching or listening this program from now, has these three triangles in them. Let's say you're in your office, you're in your house, you're in the kitchen, you're cooking. You have these three triangles seated with you, looking at you. You are watching them, they are watching you. Do we agree? Do we agree that we have these three triangles with us wherever we are now?
Yes, yes,
Yes, yes, we do.
Yes, we
We do.
agree.
yes.
Can someone
I agree
tell
with
me
you.
why there is no fire where you are now? Looking at that, we have heat, we have fuel, we have oxygen where you are. Can can you tell? Can anyone just say, type in the chat box why we have not seen fire? Why there is no fire incident within your location? Looking at the definition of fire, we said fire is the rapid oxidation of materials in the presence of heat. You have heat there, you have fuel. So fuel is basically not the one they're selling in the fuel filling station, right? That's not the fuel we meet. I'm going to explain this fuel. But you have this fuel present there. You also have oxygen. I mean, everybody have oxygen where we are because that is what we're breathing, right? So can someone tell us why you don't have fire incident or fire already occurring where you are at the moment?
Yes,
Just
can you
okay,
hear me now?
okay,
It's
yes,
because it's because the three of them have not come together. If they
okay,
come together, there must be fire definitely. So there has to be a combination
okay,
of the two before the fire can occur.
okay. And someone else try,
Okay,
someone else.
for me, I think they need to be in equal proportion before we can
Good.
have fire.
Excellent. Excellent. Israel, take the name of these two people, write it down. We are going to send them a gift. Thank you very much. You hear what the second person said? Because they are not in their right proportion. Okay, for those of us that did mathematics, that did statistics, and probably chemistry, we know what being right proportion is. So for
Yeah.
fire to occur in a situation where you have heat, please can we mute? Can we mute? Can we mute?
Okay.
Can we mute? So for us to have fire incident and we have these three fire triangles together, they have to be in their right proportion. Let's say, let's use
Okay.
percentage. Heat is 100%, fuel is 100%, oxygen is
Oxygen.
100%, depending on how you're calculating it. That is the time you will see fire. Let's take, for instance, you see tankers fall on the road and there is fuel spill on the road. Most times you see
And
them
that is
fall
also it.
and fire and there is explosion. Most times you see them fall and people are still scooping this fuel. I used to tell my friends that if I'm in charge, I will get them sued for attempting suicide. So the moment why you've not seen fire is because most people will say there is no source of ignition because they have not been in their right proportion. The moment they are in their right proportion, everybody there there is nothing to talk about. So remove one element to extinguish the fire. Let's say you walked into a place and there is fire. I mean, you don't really need to start fighting or probably taking off, trying to remove the three fire triangles. You're expected to remove just one thing out of that place. Most times you see fire house burning and people are removing equipment, removing household items from that house. So the idea is not basically to save those things from burning. In fire practice, I mean, saving equipment is the least. The major thing, the priorities should be saving life. Okay, so you see people taking those properties out because those properties you're taking out are fuel. The moment the fire won't see anything to eat, it starves, it goes down. So you see people taking out properties when there is fire. Let's say the other house is already gone. This other house, they are taking things out. They are trying to remove fuel from there. So heat is the energy source, fuel is combustible materials, oxygen is sustains combustion, right? So you are to remove just one thing. You have to target one thing from that fire incident, then the fire on its own goes off automatically. You should also know that it depends on the type of fire that is burning. Let's say it is class A type of fire and the rest of them. And the moment you remove this fuel, every other thing that could burn is another class of fire. Next slide, Israel. We are going to be looking at types of fire. So every fire you see has their type. It's not just fire. We see fire to be fire. You see people shouting, but it's differently defined.
Sorry.
So let's say you have a fire incident somewhere in the office or anywhere, and you're calling the fire service. Let's say I was the one on duty and I picked your call. There is panic. It is natural human behavior, okay? It is my duty probably to be the call handler on that day to ask you to calm down, because I notice it is nature, it is natural. You'll be panicking at some point. So, but it's left for me to calm you down because I need to get the right information from you. One of the questions I will ask you after asking you your name and the destination, probably the location of the fire incident, I will be asking you what caused the fire, the cause of the fire. So you giving me this information has defined the type of fire that my team are coming to handle. So most times you call them and they're asking you that question. So the questions are not silly. That is because they want to be sure of the equipment they are coming with, the type of gadgets they are coming with. Okay. So we are looking at class A type of
Yeah.
fire, which are combustibles, wood, paper, fabrics. This this fire at some point it's common. So these are combustibles. Class A type of fire. Class B type of fire has to do with flammable liquids like gasoline, oil, and grease. Class C type of fire is electrical fire, like firing your electrical appliances in the house. Class C type of fire. So for class C type of fire is very, um, how will I put it? It's very unique at some point because most times you just need isolation. The moment the electric source is isolated, please do not go ahead to fight electrical fire without isolation. And do not use water, please, to fight class C type of fire. Someone is not muted. Can we mute, please? So for electrical type of fire, it's very, very risky because it could cause electrocution if it's not well managed. Just make sure at some point, if it is a fire that you need to call the fire service, just ensure that there's been isolation. When you're calling or contacting the fire service team, also do well to call out the people, like we call it over there, the NEPA or power holdings. Just tell them that there's been fire incident, they need to carry out isolation. But if you can do that, just walk down to your meter, turn off the electrical appliances. The moment is turned off, every other thing, let's say the fire had gone up to the point where you couldn't handle it, any other thing burning is no longer electrical fire. It's now class A type of fire. Um, Class D type of fire is the combustible metals, magnesium, aluminium. These are commonly seen in the industries where they produce these metals. Also deadly one. Class K type of fire. Class K type of fire was recently added, and it's
Sorry,
um
madam. Please, can you just repeat that class B, please? Can you repeat what you said about class B? You were mentioning aluminum, magnesium, and the likes, please.
no, so that's not
Titanium,
class
titanium,
B is flammable. Class B fire is flammable liquids like gasoline, oil, and grease. That's for class
alcohol
B.
also.
Is that clear?
I understand that now.
Okay, so class C, I'm taking class C again, is electrical fires. Class C is electrical, where I said you need to carry out isolation first before you go ahead with the firefight. If it is safe to do so, if it is not safe, please make sure you evacuate everyone out. We are going to be treating evacuation in basic fire marshalling. So just if it's safe, just say, but you should know that you're the hero, right? You don't have to be a hero, so you know that your priority at this point. Just electrical fire, ensure you carry out isolation before you commence firefighting. Please. Um, okay, class D fire, I'm repeating that again. It's the combustible metals, the magnesium, aluminium. I didn't mention all of them here, but this is basically done where you see um factories, big factories where you see these metals there. That's the type of fire, and it is fighting it is just it's not like a common way of fighting. It has its own extinguishers, right? So class K type of fire, it's for women, for those of us who like loves cooking in the kitchen. Men these days cook very well as well. So the cooking oils and fat. This is mainly seen in the kitchen. So for any fire happening while you're cooking, not the one that is caused by the electrical socket, that is electrical and not kitchen fire. Okay. So for the one that has to do with cooking oils, let's say for those of us that some women, I don't know if you're used to cooking ofada rice, ofada stew. Yeah. So ofada stew, you have to bleach the palm oil to be white a kind of. So if you're not careful at some point, I've seen my mom growing up making that stew, and I've not seen any time we make that stew that there is no fire from the pot. So then it's when I started practicing fire that I now know why she would cover the pot with another cover, and she will ask everybody to leave. So she's trying to starve it oxygen, and it automatically goes off. Yeah, so that is cooking with a firewood or probably stove. But now that we have gas, I mean, it's so dangerous cooking with gas in the kitchen, also having oil that will go into flames. So we're arguing on the platform. Thank you for the contribution most people give. For this type of fire, class K type of fire, please do not venture water, okay? Because you're going to get yourself injured and escalate the fire. You don't want that. We should be looking at containment and not escalation. Class K type of fire is cooking kitchen fire. But like I said earlier, if it is being caused by electrical fault, it is no longer kitchen fire. So where you can say something is a kitchen fire, fire is a kitchen fire is when you're cooking and the fire, your plate, the pot you're cooking with, the fats, the oil, the olive oil you're using to cook had gone into flame. Please do not add additional water. I will encourage you to get kitchen fire blanket, cover up. Yes, fire blanket, cover up the pot, walk away, ensure there is no oxygen entering this pot. By the time you know it, the fire goes off and you're good to go. Okay? All right. Next slide, Israel. So, like I mentioned earlier on, we've got types of extinguishers. So for the different types of fires that we have mentioned now, we have got different extinguishers for them. I think they are gradually phasing off water and powder extinguishers. You still hear me? You still hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So they're gradually phasing off water and dry the powder extinguishers for reasons that are very, very acceptable, right? So the project I'm currently on now, when I got onto the project, I saw water extinguishers all over. I took them out, and you know how it is. The white man will want you to make justification why that is being done. I did that because one, I had to carry out fire risk assessment of the environment, knowing the type of fire hazards that are there. Okay, so the type of fire hazard that could be there are electrical type of fire, and by standard and procedure, you're not supposed to use water extinguisher for electrical type of fire. So I was able to give that justification, and I replaced the water extinguishers with CO2 and foam. It's giving me what I want. So here in my location, for the extinguisher, I think why they are trying to take that off is because they are looking at environmental pollution. Okay, you will agree with me that the DCP and the powder They are chemicals that need the environment team to come do thorough uh, spill containment. Please, can that person be muted? Can that person be muted, please? All right, thank you. So for that dry chemical powder, after using it, um, you find out that the environment is being polluted. And if we have safety practitioners and we are fighting against environmental pollution, we shouldn't be the one polluting the environment. The powder is it's a kind of high chemical one. So they are looking into that. I think hopefully they will bring out with their last decision on that. But we are taking like we are taking it down on the powder one, right? Because of the level of chemicals associated with that. So they are all still in place, they are all still functional. It depends on the type of fire you're tackling with. So these are the things you really need to take into cognizance. Make sure you are very much aware of the type of fire first that is happening. Then by the time you're aware of the type of fire you're about to tackle, then you can go ahead with the right extinguisher. So we look at the water extinguisher that is for class A fires. Like we mentioned, if you remember what we mentioned about class A, wood, paper, use that class A type of fires, right? Then the foam extinguishers are also class A and class B type of fire. Remember what we mentioned class B. So most of them, you see, most of the extinguishers, they created them in a way that they can actually fight class A, B, and C fires. So just be sure that if you're getting an extinguisher, you are getting the right one. Google up for any extinguisher you have, just to avoid you using adulterated ones because we actually have fake all over. You have to really be careful about that. Make sure you're using the right extinguisher so you don't start fighting fire and you're being chased by the fire. Dry chemical extinguisher, that's class A, B, and C fires. The CO2, CO2 is actually my favorite one, anyways. It's for class B and class C fires. It has no residue. You can use the CO2 one. Not that it doesn't have, but it's very effective when you use it. It's so versatile. Then we have the wet chemical extinguishers for class K fires. So for P50, this is just newly invented. P50, for those of us that are now conversant with the electric vehicles, right? If you look, I said not yet approved, but it is the best fire extinguisher to tackle uh, fire from the electric vehicles. Electric vehicle is massively in the market now. So the P51 is the best extinguisher to fight the electric vehicle fires. Yeah, right? Let's say you get approval because the HSC executive over here is still looking at one or two things, trying to dot I's and cross T's. Yeah. So you can go ahead and use the P50 for electrical vehicles. Okay, Israel, next slide. How do you use fire extinguisher? How do you use fire extinguisher? So I don't know how many of us that are used to inspecting fire extinguisher. This small baby you're seeing here is very portable, beautiful, but very dangerous if not well handled. Before you use your extinguisher, let's say you are a company owner, you have establishment that is up to standard, and you have your extinguishers mounted there. There are ways you can inspect your extinguishers just to make sure they are fit for purpose. Okay, you find out that most of the extinguishers you have here, they just put them there for formalities.
Sorry, ma. Sorry, ma.
Sorry, ma, we're
We
not seeing
can't
the
see the
slide.
slide.
Okay, you're not.
Yeah, we are not seeing the
Yes.
slide. It's
Yes,
blank.
that's even my observation since.
Oh, Israel, are you there?
We can only hear your voice.
I think his
We can't
network
hear
cut off.
him.
I'm trying to reach out to him.
Okay, he's not. Oh, Israel is not there.
Maybe, ma, if it is possible, you can send us the
I'm
slide
going to send the
so we too
slides.
can go through it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
send the slide at the end of the training to master
Okay.
the group.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
All right,
going
that would
to
be
do
a
that.
nice idea.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
we have to put that now.
I wanted everyone to be seeing it while we are presenting it, because it's something you really need to
Better.
see, and especially now that I'm demonstrating how you can inspect fire extinguisher. Okay, so I really wanted us to see that, but Israel is being knocked off by his network. So let me.
Try reaching out to him. Let's see.
Okay,
I'm doing that. I'm reaching out to
okay,
him. You can go on, man.
please,
Let me
yeah.
get him on.
Okay.
I guess it should be network, maybe because of
Maybe.
the weather.
Mm. It's sunny over here. So, mm,
Hello, ma'am. Sorry. Hello, can you
yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay, you said the extinguisher for class D and class K is what?
Chris, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I said class D is combustible metals.
Yes,
Combustible, you know what metals are, and you know
yeah,
what combustible. Yeah,
yeah,
aluminum, magnesium, right?
yeah. So
Yeah. So
the extinguishers I need.
y- yes, okay, the extinguishers.
Sodium, titanium.
Can you?
Yeah,
I'm trying to share my desktop as well. So can you hear me?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, so we have the dry chemical extinguishers, right? Which is for class
DCC.
A, class B, and class C fires.
See.
I'm with you.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Then the CO2 extinguisher is for class B and class C fires.
Is it class E?
Okay. How about D and K?
So class K, the wet chemical the wet chemical extinguishers are for class K. Class K is kitchen fire, remember?
Yes.
Do you get?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Then we said for electrical vehicles, the new fine vehicles they've invented now. So they also made provision for they also made provision for the extinguishers. Do you get? So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
P50
Yeah.
that is approved to use for that. So
Is it P or K? K50 or
P
P50?
P50, P for Papa.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, P for Papa for electrical vehicles. Yeah. So I was telling us how we can actually inspect our extinguisher. So if you see an extinguisher, I normally do that because I want to be sure that where I'm going to, or in a hotel where I'm going to be lodged, is safe enough for me to be there. I mean, I don't expect them to pay firefighters to be there, but the easiest equipment that I can use is the portable extinguisher. So I make sure it is readily available and emergency ready. So if you pick up an extinguisher for the other type of extinguisher, exception of the CO2, the CO2 is different because it has cartridge in it. It's liquid. So it has cartridge in it. Then every other extinguisher, I find out that they have gauge like face clock, like the face of a clock. So that small gauge there tells you that this extinguisher is good or not good. So the face of the clock, if you can visualize a wall clock, it has 12, 9, 3, and 6 before every other numbers. Now, it's expected that the hand should be on green for every extinguisher outside the CO2. When they are pointing to the green uh, line or arrow, then it is good. Okay. So let's say it has gone down to 11 or 10. That extinguisher is depressurized. It's been used. So you don't have to start using it with every morale and you're disappointed that the fire is chasing you. Then when the hand is on one or probably two, it is is over pressurized. It's also not safe. Okay, it's also not safe. So the right way you can say an extinguisher is fit for use is when the hand is still pointing to the green arrow on the gauge. Then you look at the pin. The pin and the tamper proof tells you that this extinguisher is not being used. If there is no tamper proof, if you're a fire marshal, those are one of the things you should be doing. You look at the nozzle. Just look at the nozzle. For an extinguisher that is being expelled, you find out chemicals on the nozzle. So you have to start asking. If it is a work site that is high risk as mine, I will have to start asking, not to penalize anyone, but just to be sure that the incident that made them use it is well recorded to avoid repetition. Okay, so those are the questions you start asking. Why was this expelled? It could be that it's why they were carrying it. My workplace, I noticed that cleaners keep moving it. I have done risk assessment and I make sure the CO2 extinguisher is where they are. The foam extinguisher is where they're supposed to be. That is because if there is fire, I should know the right extinguisher I'm picking. So I noticed that the cleaners were busy moving them all around. I sent a mail all over to like, this is not the practice. You can't put CO2 extinguisher where foam is. Let them be where they are. So if you're also a fire risk assessor here and intending one, these are the things you have to start looking out for. Ensure things are put in the right position. It saves you the stress when there is fire incident and there is panic. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that embarrassing situation. But if everything is in place, it saves you the stress. You're on point. Just know that response time also matters when it comes to firefighting. So this is how you're going to use the extinguisher. Let's say you have noticed fire, you have raised your alarm, you have picked your fire extinguisher. The first thing you do is you pull the pin, the small pin by design. It's so unfortunate that this thing is not as big as I want it. So you pull the pin, take off the tamper proof. Then you aim at the base of the fire, please. When you're fighting fire, ensure you face the fire. Don't back it. Even when you're disembarking, let's say you're done fighting with this fire, go out of that location with your back. Please. I understand some of us are religious people. It doesn't mean anything. This is simply because you don't have to fight this fire and you felt or you're comfortable that, okay, the fire is extinguished and there is what we call rebounds. The fire starts chasing you. You will not see it because you're now backing the fire. So you don't back it even after fighting it and you're confident enough that you've extinguished this fire. Please use your back to go out of the building or the fire accident scene. Then you aim at the base of the fire. Squeeze the nozzle. The nozzle is the one at the top, the silver one. You squeeze it, then trigger or handle, right? Then you sweep. So you don't fight the fire aiming just at the middle. You sweep the base. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Because if you're just aiming the middle, it's keep expanding to the both left and right. So you have to aim the base. You sweep it from right to left, come back just to be sure that the fire is gone before you walk away. So those are the techniques to actually use the fire extinguisher and how you can safely put off fire. Now, I will always encourage people, the fire extinguisher is useless to fires that have escalated. Okay, so you don't go and start being a hero and the rest. The fire extinguisher is yeah, portable fire extinguisher is useless to fire that are still that have escalated. You can use this portable fire extinguisher at this incipient stage. Let's say you've noticed this fire, it's still in the socket. Okay, you use it. Let's say it's a car burning. The moment you see that smoke coming out from that fire, use your extinguisher. By the time it has escalated and you've seen the roof fire and the bonnet is gone, you find out the extinguisher. It doesn't take long before it's done. Like you can expel the content. It's really not good. So those are the things you really have to be aware of. You see most people, and another thing I want to tell you, for those of us that are really fond of when there is fire incident, you put detergent in the bucket of water and you're using it to fight fire. You're wasting resources. Okay? Let's be committed. That is a very wrong practice. So I understand that we'll learn that because whenever we see the firefighters come to fight, you see them fighting with water with foam. Now, the type of foam they are using is mechanically generated. It is not the detergent we are wasting. Like most of us waste detergent that we can actually use to wash clothes, wash dishes for like 1 month. We're using it for it doesn't make any difference. The the detergent you see the firefighters use is mechanically generated through the fire engine. Okay, let's stop that practice of putting detergent in the bucket of water. It doesn't make any. Then what is really taking off the fire is the water. The detergent has effect to that fire. So it's a wrong practice. Let's stop it and save resources. Is Israel back? Is Israel back?
Yeah, Israel is back. We can see the screen.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we can see the screen.
All right. So we
Yeah,
we are
we are
going
all
over
good.
to all right. Yeah, we are all going to fire preventive tips. So I will keep my major campaign each time I go out for fire sensitization is prevention instead of firefighting. Prevention is better off because everyone is aware of what to do. We don't even want the fire at all. Here abroad, the way they practice it is quite different. I was speaking with some estate owners the last time. I was telling them why they should make it mandatory for any property, for any house that is to be built. Fire safety equipment should be mandatory. You know, most of these policies will have to come from the government. But my fear is that most times government put these laws and implementation is implementation is a problem. So if you're coming into the fire industry, you should know that you need to have integrity or sincerity. You say things the way they are. Because if it is here and you're giving approval for a house that you had gone to do fire risk assessment for, you ought to list everything you see, every fault, every lapses. The requirement over here is for every house that is built, it is mandatory. There should be electrical gadget, fire fighting gadget, ranging from your portable fire extinguishers. The smoke detectors here are linked to the fire service. So it's so easy. The moment there is fire and the smoke detector or alarm system uh, start, it sends signal
Sorry,
to
ma.
the fire
Mr.
service.
Stella, your mic is on.
Okay, are we good now?
Yes,
Okay,
good.
sorry
We're good
about
now.
that. Yeah. So the smoke detectors, the fire panels, everything is linked to the fire service over here. The moment there is fire detection or smoke detection, it gives signal to the fire service. Before you're calling them, they are already prepared, coming down to your location. That is how it's wired. Hopefully someday we'll get to that point in Nigeria where our houses are going to be wired to that level. And it will get to that point where our fire service, sorry, where those who go to carry out fire risk assessment will just say
Hello, we
things the
can't
way
hear
they are.
you.
Can you
Hello, we
see?
can't hear you.
Some did not turn
Yeah,
off their mic.
I think your
Sorry, please,
background gets
Mr.
Estella,
echo.
turn
Teller,
off your
turn
mic.
off your mic so we can hear the instructor. Mr. Teller, please turn off your mic. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about that. So where did you stop hearing me from? I can go back. I don't mind. Hello.
Yeah, just
Yeah, actually,
continue from
actually
the
talking
room
about the smoke
building.
detector.
Okay,
Smoke
the smoke
detector.
detector, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
So yeah, so I was saying for this, so it's part of the major requirements over here. You can't build a fine house and you're not putting fire gadgets. These things, fire safety gadgets, these things, they don't only save life, they save your property. We understand that the cost of building houses today it's so expensive, and out of negligence and carelessness, so just let this thing. If your smoke detectors are there, they give you signal each time there is smoke. So the smoke detector doesn't start shouting or crying when it sees fire. It's smoke. So when it is still smoke, you can extinguish. You can find, even if you're sleeping, it wakes you up. You know what you're doing next. You can imagine over here, we are being paid for fire service to come. I mean, it's a mandatory payment. You can't say no. The moment you're moving to that city, it's part of the council tax you're paying. So the moment there is fire, fire service will come and extinguish it, saving you that stress of they don't have to let the fire to escalate to that point. Of the truth, most of the fire incidents we have or we have seen, 60% of them are preventable, but negligence. You finish building a house, you called an electrician to come do wiring for you. They use substandard materials. Well, the cost of blocks, cement, these things are expensive. If you don't have the probably appropriate amount of money to do your wiring, most of the house fire incidents is caused by electrical fault. Fire one, I understand. For those that are still putting their electric, what's it called, their gas cylinder in their kitchen, or yours is their name, that is wrong practice. If I'm coming to your apartment and I'm doing fire risk assessment for you, and I'm seeing your gas cylinder in there, I will write it off and take my report off. Probably educate you why you should put the cylinders outside. It's safer. When a cylinder is on fire, it's better outside. When it is inside, you can imagine what the problem. That's a full-blown hazard. That's a hazard on its own. So many of us we have cylinders, gas hose for cooking that we've not expected. We bought them over 5 years and they are still there. They have lifespan. They have time they should work and you take them off. These are fire hazards. So if you're coming to be a fire risk assessor, these are the things you have to look at. These are the fire hazards you really need to identify and know how to start educating people how to start. If you're a landlord, property owner here, at the end of this section, please, you can call meeting for your tenant. Let them have one-on-one agreement with you. Install smoke detectors. Let everyone, at least for each of the room, have portable fire extinguisher. You can take them, teach them how to use these things. It's easier. When there is fire, they should be able to tackle it. It's safe to do so. Instead of going out to shout, you're seeing fire that is still at the incipient stage, knock it off. Well, most people are just because you don't have the right equipment. So at the end of this section, hopefully we'll start doing the right thing and start talking to people about how to do the right thing. Next slide, Israel. So that's emergency procedures, right? So for your houses, you have to start looking at if you have evacuation route. Let's say you are staying, your property is four, um, two-story building, one-story building, four-bedroom, three-bedroom, and you have family members. Please don't say they are kids. They are not. You have to educate them. You have to tell them. Get a muster point in your compound where if there is fire incident, not only fire incident, any emergency that you will need to evacuate everybody, let everyone know where the meeting point is in the compound. It should be mandatory. So people will not be in the room instead of running outside. They are in the room. You're still coming back again to look for them. No, Hello? Hello?
We can hear you,
Can you,
ma'am.
can you-
Yeah, we
okay,
can hear you.
We can
okay,
hear you. We can hear you.
okay. Yeah. So evacuation procedure, let's say you are the fire marshal for this particular location, or you have attended this program and you're somewhere there is fire incident. The first thing you have to do is you sound the alarm. The moment you notice that, you sound the alarm. Don't start fighting the fire first. You sound the alarm. That is because you want everybody to be aware of what is happening. Okay, evacuate the building using the nearest exit. So if you're a fire marshal, these are the things you have to tell the people in the office. These are the people you have to tell in anywhere you find yourself, and you're going to be playing this role of a fire marshal. The moment you raise the alarm, now you find out your fire vest, your fire marshal jacket. You wear it. You will see them most. I don't know. Most of you would have seen people wearing that fire marshal jacket. It's written fire warden, fire marshal. Those are special people. You should have that jacket. Tell your staff members to have it, or probably buy for them. They wear that. The reason is that, let's say I'm coming to fight fire. You have invited me. There is fire incident in your workplace, and you've invited me, and we are coming with the fire team. I won't be speaking with the CEO of the company. I, hello, hello. Can you? Someone is not muted again.
Mr. Abubakar, please turn off your mic. Thank you.
Okay. So if I read the scene, I'm not going to be talking with the CEO. I mentioned the CEO because the CEO is the highest ranked person in that establishment. Let's say the fire marshal is a cleaner and the CEO is there. And I've arrived there to fight fire with my team, respond to fire call out with my team. I will not be talking with the CEO. The person I'll be speaking with is anyone I see wearing the fire vest, boldly written fire marshal or fire warden, because as at that time he assumed that role of leadership, because he is going to be the one giving me fire service the right information. I'm going to him because he is the fire marshal. At that point, I will see him as my colleague. What happened? He's going to tell me if he still have people trapped in that building, so that I would have to arrange my people to know if I am commencing with firefighting or saving of life, which is paramount at this point. Now, if that information is not given to the fire service team, they will assume no one is there, right? But standard fire service team would ask, how many people are left in there? Do you have anyone trapped in there? The fire marshal, for those of us that will be doing this course today, that are doing this course, we should be able to give that information to fire service on arrival. Yes, we're 20 of us in the office. These people have evacuated. We are yet to see two of our members. What the fire service team will do is they go for search and rescue instead of fighting fire first. Okay, so those are the information. So you raise the alarm, evacuate the building using the nearest exit. So everybody should know where the nearest exit. So if you are in your house and you have just one exit, you enter from the parlor and you go out from the parlor. There is no emergency exit. Landlord and property owners here, please, let's do better. Okay, I can't build a property and it has just one exit. There should be two exits. There should be two exits for safety reasons, please. Because let's say the fire is happening on the front and everybody ought to go out from the front. You can imagine what the situation is going to be. So, but if there is another exit at the back and the fire is happening in front, everybody evacuates. So it is your duty as a fire marshal to first look at where the incident is happening and the safest place you will tell the people to go through from. I mean, it's suitable for you as a fire marshal to lead people into danger. No. Um, do not use the elevators. Okay, we all know what elevator is. If there is fire incident, automatically the lift shuts itself. The lift shuts itself. If you're in a property where the lift doesn't do this, please, that lift is a hazard. Don't use it. You could get trapped. That is because it's not getting sensor. It's not getting the right signal, emergency signal to it. Someone can be trapped there, no one can bring them out. So every lift should be wired and connected to the fire panel. The moment there is fire alarm, the lift shuts itself up. It's an automatic sensor. It's an automated system. So nobody should use the lift. Let's say the lift is faulty and it doesn't pick the alarm. Don't use the lift because as at that time the sensor everything is shut down. Don't use the lift, the elevator. Yeah, assist as if it is safe to do so. Okay, don't say because you're a fire marshal
Sorry,
and okay, go
so,
ahead.
sorry, ma. Sorry,
Yeah,
ma. Now you're talking about if there is fire,
yeah,
nobody should use the lift. So
yeah.
what happens if there are people in the lift and there's a fire? What happens in the situation where maybe you're using the lift to another level, maybe to a
Mhm.
14th level or somewhere, and there's fire? Are they going to be trapped there? How will they sound an alarm? The people in in the lift at that time that the fire is going on outside, how would they send the signal to others to let them know that there are people in the lift?
So thank you very much for that question. You see, the standard lift that I have seen over here, how it works is it has bell, it has an emergency bell on it, right? So
Okay,
there's also an
okay,
alarm system
okay. Thank you,
installed in the
thank you.
lift. You get there is also an alarm system. So the moment alarm is going up in the whole building, in the whole property, you're also getting the signal. Remember, you've already given order to say you're going to fourth floor before this alarm goes on. You see that floor where that alarm starts, it will open for that particular floor. It will exceed. Do you get? Let's say you're on the fourth floor and that alarm sounded. You see it floor open for people to leave. It will move. The only lift you see not being active is lifts that is not duly inspected. I don't know how often they inspect lifts over here, but it is a mandatory requirement over here. It's a mandatory requirement over here. Like you have the checklist. If I go to inspect houses, I go there, the lift, I see the checklist of when last it was inspected. So it is something that would normally flag off, and the companies, contractors that manages that will not make that mistake because they are well paid for that. They wouldn't want any flag off for a lift that is not inspected. They wouldn't do that. Did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
yes.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that at the designated area, assist others if it is safe to do so. Okay. Don't say because you're a fire marshal, even a firefighter at some point. I understand that you're mandated, but I've seen a situation where a firefighter passed and he was sued because it wasn't safe for him to go in to save the people, and he did. Even as you don't have to. Everybody wants to be a hero. Fine, it is you. When it comes to firefighting, your priority. If it is not safe to do so, so most often you will see people shouting, "Firefighter delayed, fire don't burn finish, house is burning." When they notice that that property cannot be recovered, the first thing they look at is saving of life. If they know that that house is gone, they would not waste resources. The only thing they would do is making sure the fire does not transfer to other building around there. That is the only thing you see them fighting against, keep waiting, keep blinding, and the rest of them. But when the building is it's up to that point where it's no longer recoverable, they let it just go, right? Making sure that everyone is safe. So if it is safe to save others, please. But you remember that as a fire marshal, if it is safe to do so, say that again. You are the last person to evacuate the building. Because when there is fire, okay, we are going to that section where we'll have to talk about what you should do as a fire marshal. Gather at the designated area or assembly point. Most of us, our workplaces, we don't have muster points, we don't have designated places. When there is fire incident, everybody is running here and there. You can't even know who is at work, who is trapped, who is not there. So make it a duty to get a muster point, even in your houses. Everybody should be aware of if there is an emergency, run to this place. Don't be in your house, in the room. Don't be on the bed. Run to this place. So by the time everybody is coming out, you're meeting each other at that particular location. Do not re-enter until authorized. Even if is the owner of the company, let's say it is Fire Safety Institute, and I'm the owner of Fire Safety Institute, I want to re-enter. The fire marshal must not, in fact, over here is a suable offense anyway. You don't have to go in back into that building until the incident commander or the person in charge gives that authorization to say you can go in. Even if you're the fire marshal and you're out of the building, on no account should you re-enter into this burning building until the people in charge, let's say the fire service, let's say the fire was not a big one and the fire marshal was able to um, evacuate or probably to extinguish this fire and it's clear. He'll come back to say, okay, it's now clear, let's go back. If you don't get the authorization, please don't go into that building. Okay. All right. Next slide, Israel.
Before
Okay.
the next slide, I have question, ma.
All right, sir.
All right.
We're waiting. We can't hear you.
I say, why was the fireballs not mentioned as an option considering its automatic response advantage during on-tap fire outbreak?
Both.
I noticed, yes, I noticed fire extinguisher were covered in details, but just wondering in case where no one is around to operate them, how do you see automatic fireballs as a safer or more responsive option?
So it depends on who did your fire risk assessment for you. So that is installed on its own. Let's say no one is there. Do you get? Now, for practice, what most people do here is they install. Sorry, they install the sprinkler system around their houses. They do that because you may not be around and there is fire incident. What the sprinkler or the loot system does is it activates itself automatically. You get it
Yes, ma'am.
activates itself automatically and quench that fire. This, California fire. I don't know for those of you that watch it
Yes,
very well.
I watched it. Yes, in
Yes,
Los Angeles.
exactly. Most of the houses that were saved, most of them installed the sprinkler system in their building. Do you get?
Yes.
But most people didn't capture that. But for those of us that are into fire, we know, okay, this is what happened. That sprinkler system is an automated system. If you have that money and you have spent a whole lot to build this property, go ahead. You can recommend that for your company. It's quite expensive, but it saves life.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It saves life
Yeah.
because it's an automated system. You see it on its own. And now, what it does is, if it senses a particular level of heat that is suspect that could lead fire, it automatically it comes up. That's what it does. But you see most people over there, I don't know. Well, very soon, but that's the right practice. Okay. If it is there, the loot system, sprinkler system, they activate and they do the fighting till pending when the fire team arrives to take over. But at least they'll do the first fighting first. Because you can't say you have to keep someone in your house regularly. Most times everybody leaves the house going to church and the rest of them. Something could happen. But there is also a system in place, just like what we are talking about now, that should be able to extinguish fire. So in an event of fire, these are the things you should do. We mentioned what you should do, emergency evacuation. Another one is you look at race, 4 steps to do, what you should do when you discover fire as a fire marshal or as an individual. So race means R stands for rescue. Rescue any person in immediate danger. So now, what you are going to be looking at, these people that are disabled, the disabled people. So I put a system in my place of work where those that are disabled are the first people to be rescued. Do you get? So these people at this point they are vulnerable. They can't even walk. They can't do anything. Let's say everybody is going out through the staircase, and the lift is not safe for them to use. So as a fire marshal, those are the people you look out for first. Make sure you assist them. they wouldn't forget that fever. Believe me. The A in raise is alarm. You raise an alarm. Don't start fighting without raising an alarm. Inform everyone. Let's say the alarm did not pick the smoke and you have seen it. Shout, raise an alarm, shout so that people will know what the problem is. The C is contain. The emergency, okay, fine, you can contain. If you can, fine. If you can't, the emergency by closing. Now, what we use it is fire door, right? What fire door does is the moment there is fire, right? It contains, it allows, like, it prevents the fire from coming in. Let's say you are in a 3-bedroom apartment and this fire has started in your sitting room, which is in front of the flat. Now, what the fire door does is it prevents fire from entering into other rooms. That is what it does. At least it should be able to hold till fire team arrives. Okay, so nobody should just. I know some people will be saying it's Nigeria. It is what is obtainable. You get. So it should be able to hold that pressure or that fire time till the emergency team arrives. But I'm not saying you should stay in your room. But if at all it happens, that is the function of the emergency fire door. I don't know how many people are really installing it over there in Nigeria, but it is what is over here. So, but it opens at the moment there is fire, you see it activates as well. Then evacuate. Please make sure you evacuate using the nearest exit. We talked about this. So, what you should look at, these are the 4 steps you should follow the moment you discover fire. Use rescue, alarm, contain, and evacuate. Very, very important. Now you know your location. We talked about the pass. Use the pass. You pull, you aim, you squeeze, and you sweep. That is the fire extinguisher techniques. Fire alarms are okay. You should locate where your
Please,
fire alarm is.
can you come again? Please, can you come again? You were giving us PA something. I can't hear you.
Okay, I said pass. You use the pass technique. That's what you use for fire extinguisher. We explained it in the other slide. Pass. P stand for pull. A for aim. S for squeeze. And S for sweep. So you sweep the fire, the base of the fire. Use the pass technique. So each time you want to, if you can't remember, you say pass exam or something. So you use it. P for A for aim. The moment you're pulling it, you're pulling the pins, you're making sure everything is okay. You aim the base of the fire, you squeeze the handle, squeeze it, then you sweep. Sweep the base of the fire. One thing you should also know as a fire marshal is on arrival, you make sure you know where the just make sure your alarm system is functional. Make sure you know where your fire extinguishers are. Okay. Who are the fire service team you should call if there is an emergency? You don't need to go to Facebook and start chatting. There is fire. We are so used to when there is emergency, you see us making videos. Most times you see those videos, we appreciate them because they're giving us information. But if you're available to do the first thing, it's just like when there is life to save. I think it is more important to save that life than to make videos. That's, I mean, you're going to be a hero doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of making videos. Next slide. We are
Okay,
done
sorry,
with.
ma. Sorry,
Okay.
ma. Please, you were mentioning
Wanisha
something
Martins.
about. Sorry, ma. You were mentioning something about raising an alarm. Please, what do you mean by raising an alarm?
Wanisha Martins.
Do you mean there's going to be an alarm bell probably located in one of the angles in the company? No, I'm not getting that, ma.
Now,
Or do we have a
a
specific ways
standard,
of
yeah,
raising alarm?
a standard company. Do you get a standard company have what we call a manual call point? Do you get? Sometimes it has breaker. What you will do is you go to that breaker. In most of the offices, if you enter, it's red, small red like an electric socket, but it's red in color with a small glass on it. Now, if you go there and break that glass in that thing that looks like a box, it will trigger the alarm. So that is one thing. Most companies don't carry out that inspection. So it tends to fail. it is your duty as a fire marshal to make sure that call point is functional, and you don't go costing the company more money by breaking that call point every day. No, there is a key beneath it where you have to twist it and it activates. It sends signal to the smoke detectors. The smoke detector sends signal to the alarm, to the fire panel. Let's say this alarm has triggered or something. You didn't break this call point. The moment you hear fire alarm or smoke alarm, go to that panel, fire panel. It will tell you the exact room that the smoke is coming from. If it is properly zoned and if it is properly connected. So you raising an alarm is, let's say this glass disappointed and it's not properly tested. I did fire risk assessment for 3 hotels in one of my favorite locations. When I was talking to the owners, I told them, unfortunately, none of the gadgets you have here works. He was surprised. They were surprised. I broke the first glass, broke the second one, the third one, nothing activated. And it's what I came with. So there is what we use in testing um, the smoke detectors over here. It's like a shuttle. It's smoke detector. I just used it like a fleet on the smoke detector. It didn't respond. And this is a project that they've spent huge amount of money. I told him, I said, I wouldn't blame the people that did this installation because you ought to carry out this check at least every 3 months to be sure these things are functional. I started asking them, why your fire marshal? These are things they should be doing. They don't have any. Immediately, I recommended train fire marshal. It's a 4-story building. Train fire marshal. Make sure you have 2 on each of the floors. And that was what they did. We have to start retracing, start reinstallation of those fire systems, and they are okay. So if these things fail, you can do your verbal alarm. Shout fire, fire. People will definitely hear. People don't want to hear fire. People might be sleeping and neighbors are fighting, they won't wake up. But the moment you shout fire, for everybody, the moment you shout thief, the people will stand up. So that is what you will do. As a just make sure those alarm systems are working. It saves you the stress. You just go to one of the glasses, break them. It sends signal to every other alarm system in the house. Did I answer your question, sir? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
the
I'm
question
okay with
is
that now. You can continue,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Thank you. So I think that will bring us to the end of basic firefighting. Thank you for all your questions. We are now going to go over to fire marshal. If we are okay with that, if you want us to stop, no problem, we can stop.
So go ahead, man. Just continue.
Please go ahead. I think the class is very interesting, so we want to
Yes,
learn more,
just
man.
go ahead.
Just
yes,
go
Let's go
ahead.
ahead, madam.
All right. Um,
Let's
Let me first of
continue.
all congratulate each and every one of you on this call because after this second section, you are going to be officially fire marshals, trained fire marshals, because you're going to be
thank you,
learning objective. Congratulations in advance to each and every one of you.
thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much. Thank you.
Thank
please.
you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
man. Thank you.
So as
We're
you go
Thank you
out,
for
grateful.
holding
don't
this
I
just
class.
really
We
appreciate
don't
appreciate
it.
just
Thank
learn it and keep it somewhere. Spread the good news. Talk to people about it. Like spread the good news. Let people see you doing fire prevention. Okay?
Yes,
Yes, let people see you doing fire prevention. Our course objective as fire marshal or fire marshal is one, understanding fire hazards and how fires start. More fire prevention principles. Be familiar with emergency procedures and evacuation plans. Understand the role and legal duties of a fire marshal. Be able to select and use fire extinguishers correctly. Know how to assist in drills and response effectively in emergency. Before we go ahead, our next class, I think we'll tend doing this on any moment from now. It's going to be drills and exercise. So for those of you who are into health and safety, who are into fire marshal, as a fire marshal, you can comfortably conduct drills and exercise. Okay, you can recommend that for your company. It's okay. Let's test our emergency system. Let's test our emergency preparedness plan. If someone collapses here, how do we resuscitate? If someone is having cardiac arrest, how do we resuscitate? So you put this, you test this emergency plan using drills and exercise. That class is going to be a free section as well. We are going to notify us when that is going to die. From the planning stage to when you execute the plan, the drills, how you can write a very nice and well detailed drill um, report. We are going to be taking us on that, but not now. Okay, we have to rest from this one because we have other things we are doing. Um, Fire Safety Institute. It's what we intend creating, citing in. We are going to be citing it in River State to be precise. But most of our classes, it's going to be an online class, so you can join from wherever you are. You find out that there is no fire institute in Nigeria. At some point, we'll have some universities offering them, but we want it to be in a place where we can bring people who are proud safety engineers. Okay. I was talking to someone and they said the fire safety course they have is I say fire safety is an engineering course. It's a very broad course, like a well-respected program and course. So the things we are going to be learning from fire safety is on fire safety institute will have to do with fire risk assessment, fire investigator. Let's say there is fire incident, you should go in there fully to know. Most people are fond of when market is on fire, they will tell you some rich men used it for money ritual. When I was growing up as a child, I used to not going into fire. I noticed that it is negligent and carelessness. You should be able to go there and do fire investigation and find out what the root cause was. Your orientation will change. We are going to be teaching that. For those of you that are into electrical field, we are going to be teaching part testing, hot work, hot work safety, confined space activities. These are the things that Fire Safety Institute is going to be known for. It's very new and a baby. So you guys are going to be our pioneer. We don't mind running any of these our programs for anything, fire installation and maintenance of the load and sprinkler systems, anything that has to do with fire safety. That is what we are going to be doing. We are not going to gather just fire related courses. Those are the things we are going to be doing. So we are going to uh, keep you updated as we send our posts for any of the trainings we want to do. So for the fire and exercise, drills and exercise, if you're interested in that class, you can also indicate or probably put your interest down. You are captured, and the moment the advert is out and the date is available, we'll let you know. It's going to be another free one and certificate to be issued as well. Let's just keep doing it till we get to the point where everyone is and look at you, say you did this fire risk assessment and we are proud. Thank you very much. Now, who is a fire marshal?
I am.
Okay.
I'm
I
also
am
a
a
fire
fire
marshal.
marshal.
Well
Okay.
satisfied fire marshal.
I am one.
All right. Okay. Thank you. If you're already
I am
playing,
the fire
yeah.
marshal.
If you're already playing the role of fire marshal, thank you very much for what you're doing. You guys are really doing well, trying to make sure everywhere is okay before the arrival of fire service. It's really not as easy. And the worst part is that I think I made my company over here to start paying fire marshal. I made them. I said no, you have to pay them additional. So for someone who is being paid at least it's not too much, every month for being a fire marshal. So I told them don't make it a voluntary thing. I mean, they went for the training and they no. So they are paying them at least £40, which is a good one. Everybody is willing to join to do the tax. This time I've been trainings, people are willing because there has been benefits. A fire marshal or fire warden is a designated person in a workplace or premises who is trained and tasked with assisting in fire prevention measures and leading people to safety during an emergency. Yeah. They are not professional firefighters, so you take that into notice. But intending, no problem. Okay, if I'm interviewing people who are intending to be fire marshals, and if you are sorry firefighters, if you're a fire marshal, I would give that to you because I know you already have the knowledge. Um, most of the firefighting rules, you really don't need to be a firefighter before you're taken. So just have the basic knowledge of what fire extinguisher is, because oftentimes you go for your onboarding the moment you're taken to be a firefighter. They are employees of building okay occupants who take on extra responsibilities to keep others safe. I will say again, thank you very much for volunteering to take that responsibility. It's really not an easy one. Most times you're paid, most times you're not paid. I don't know. Is now next slide. Okay, roles and responsibilities. What are the things you can do or you should do as a fire marshal? Now, before a fire, okay, what you should do is help spot and report fire hazards, bad housekeeping, block exits, untested alarms. We spoke about this the last time. Alarm, make sure there is alarm testing record as a fire marshal. Please, for any alarm that didn't activate as at the time you're carrying out your test, please don't sweep it under the carpet. Raise an alarm. Let's say there is fire incident in that property and I'm called to carry out fire investigation. The first question I will ask is, when was the last time the alarm system was tested? Did the alarm go up when this fire started? The moment the answer is no, my first question is, how often test the alarm system? Can I see the checklist for my alarms? So if those evidences are not provided, my dear fire marshal, I will hold you responsible. You have failed in this area and you have put the people at risk. Okay? Ensure doors are kept shut and escape routes are clear. So the fire doors, like I told you, it's automatic one as well. It's linked to the fire panel and fire system installed in that property. So ensure that they are always, when you want to test them, ensure that they close or probably open on their own without assistance. Ensure they are clear at all times. So you have to get one conscious. Like when you go into a property, the first thing, my friends will tell me I'm a negative person. I'm not negative. Probably it's because of my profession. I could tell them this place does not have emergency exit. If there is an accident, how can we escape? They will be like, are you normal? But to me, it's normal for me because you think about emergency. You will also agree with me that emergency does not announce itself. It just happened and people are running. If you've been into some public buses where your life is in the hand of the driver or the conductor. You know those buses that when you go into, the driver will have to be the one to come down and open the door each time they want to pick somebody and you want to drop. After this course, don't join those buses again. Imagine fire in that scenario. You're in that do you get, imagine in that bus and there is fire. You think the driver will have to turn around to open door? Somebody that he will start thinking of his family members. Okay, so the moment you see that scenario, don't go, calm down. It's not safe because you're putting your life in the hands of that driver who has so many problems. So you have to start checking. The moment you go into somewhere, is it safe? How do I escape if there is an emergency? You're not a negative person. You're just being chronically uneasy. You're being proactive. Emergency happens. They do. Take part in weekly and monthly checks as a fire marshal. Those are the things you should do. Help
Sorry,
organize
ma.
fire
Can I
drills.
take it?
Go ahead, yeah?
Okay. Yes, it's concerning the boss that you just
Yeah.
mentioned. I'm from Benue State and I'm a fire service above staff.
Okay.
So, and I got to
Okay.
observe that a lot of people drop their extinguishers in their car boots.
Mm.
Yes, in their car boots
Yes.
instead of
Mhm.
inside the car. So of last one and each were a whole
Husband. Mm.
yes, God born in the car, a whole entire family. Which if it was known
Check
that
on
their
their
fire
extinguisher was inside the boot, not even in the car, where it could be easily accessed.
Yeah. Mm.
so this is one of the problems we have with a lot of drivers.
I'm telling you.
So I think that people should know to be aware that their fire extinguishers are not meant to be in the boot. They are meant to be
Yes.
inside the car with them, either by the driver's side or by the passenger side, where it can be easily accessed. Because most times when you have an accident, the car doors automatically shuts down.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. So we have a lot of work. The problem is that the fire safety awareness in Nigeria is so low. Nobody wants fire in their property, and they will not take fire out safety awareness serious. That's the problem. The moment it happens, they will tell you it's one there is no hunger anywhere. The Nigeria, the country itself, by now everybody we're all hustling to see how everything is going to be okay. So people really don't have time for those some things. Most of these things happen because of negligence and carelessness. So it's one of the things we have to start preaching. You can imagine someone putting fire extinguisher in the boot and the fire is happening in front where the bonnet is, or probably where the passenger sits, very close to the passenger seat. Most of them don't even have. Even those that have, tell them the last time they tested that extinguisher. They can't tell you anything. They can't say anything. Most people have, they don't even know how to use the extinguisher. Do they have the right extinguisher? That is what you start asking. So that is what we are going to be committed to at the end of this class. We have to go out and start fire safety campaign. It's very low in Nigeria. So not the building. Help organize fire drills, okay? I told us about fire drills, yeah? So you have to help to organize it. Now, fire drill, what it does is it helps you to check that every safety equipment you have is functional. They are all emergency ready. Conduct drills in your company. Most times you can bring your family, you conduct drills and you test. Someone is not muted. Someone is not muted.
Fire safety. Okay. It's a network.
Please mute, sir. Okay. Not the building layout and evacuation route. Now it's not just you. Make sure everybody knows the building layout. Everybody should know at the points where they are. If you see building evacuation procedure, it should be placed at the entrance or where everybody can see it. Well organized. You can take the building plan to an architect or building designer who can tell for each of the location with a pointed arrow. You are here. It's telling you if there is an emergency, this is the way out. I mean, some of the buildings, you see, they have so many confusion. People come out from this house, let's say hotels with 50 rooms. You find out that people find it difficult. They can't even see the exit. There is no signal to say this is the exit route. As a fire marshal, you make sure you have those lighting with signs. Make sure they are active. Even at night, it is reflective for people to see that this is the exit route. People are following it till they get to the monster point. So those are the things we should do before fire, okay? So you don't have to do this when there is fire. You have to do that before fire. Now, during fire, where is the alarm immediately? Just we already talked about this, the class. Like I said, use alarm call points. Make sure you have an alarm call point that everybody is used to. I've worked in very big professional companies where everybody will know the type of alarm when there is gas leak, will know the type of alarm when there is fire, and the rest of them when there is alarm testing. Just make sure you train your people. Everybody is aware of that. You also have to tell them, okay, for every Friday, this property will be tested. The fire alarm system is tested for every Friday by 10 a.m. You get a sticker like that, paste it, and everybody sees it. So the moment the alarm goes up that day, everybody is relaxed. Nobody is walking out of the house. I've done like the dumbest drill I did here. And it's so crazy. Now, these people, I was asking for checklists for their last drill and exercise that they've not done since they started using that building. I did one, it was unannounced one. These people could not see. I was like, this is not, you guys should be better than this. What is this? So they said they are not really not used to it. Our brothers from this other side, and I sat down and that report, I was like, if I should take this report out, there was already misunderstanding issues. I mean, I don't want my reports to actually bring problem. So I was really careful. So I have to, one of my recommendation is training, training to all of them immediately. The moment the memo was sent out, they shut down. Everybody had to go basic firefighting training. I did that training. They were like, the very aware of. I said, they don't have to. You don't have to sit because you saw someone, and most people feel because it's a drill, they don't have to move. You move. You never can tell. That is people use in testing and readiness and preparedness. You don't see that in the office and you're telling me someone is doing a drill like you're sitting down. You can't. I'm going to take you off the job. I'll take you off the project. You're not fit to be there. So those are the things you have to start looking at. Nobody should tell you because you're doing drill, they are seated comfortably in their offices. You don't sit, you evacuate, you go out until you receive an authorized instruction. So just make sure you do all of these things as a fire marshal, okay? Raise the alarm. Yeah, these things, the moment it's break, everybody should move out. Assist with evacuation. You are the fire marshal. By standard, you go out of the building last. I did one, and the fire marshal was already at the muster point. People don't know where the muster point is. I say, her problem. I was telling him, I said, how would you expect every other person here to evacuate? He said, if it is fire, I said, you don't do that. You're the one telling people where to go to. And you've got visitors who are confused. So as a fire marshal, you lead people. What you're supposed to do is the moment you hear the alarm, you raise the alarm, everybody is out there. And you should know that for 20 fire marshals, sorry, for 20 workers, a fire marshal is requested. Let's say you guys are 60 in your companies, 3 fire marshals to be there, or 4. 20 people for one fire marshal, 20 people for one fire marshal. The same thing with first aid. That's the standard. So you lead these people out, making sure everyone. So it's not just you. Let's say you guys are 4 and you have 80 of you, 80 workers. So what you do is everybody knows. They know you sweep, you go round, go into the rooms, the toilet. You're shouting fire, everybody, just to make sure nobody is in the room. Just to make sure nobody is left in all of these rooms. As you're going out, you're carrying your card. One fire marshal is already at the muster point, waiting to receive people.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes?
Okay. I think after raising the alarm immediately, there is a necessity of using PA system to announce, and that will reduce panic and also make people to be aware where the fire is so that they know their route, exit to go to the muster point.
Now, you should also remember that this thing you said now is part of your preparation. People should know where the muster point is. It is part of your onboarding. As people are coming into your company, you're telling them where the muster point is, not when the fire has started. These people are visitors. As you're receiving people during the induction, you're already telling them where the muster point is. You know how you do it? There is an alarm. We don't prepare. We are not ready for any. We didn't plan any fire drill today. If you hear alarm, is a fire alarm. Walk down to the muster point. You point the muster point. As you're doing that, people should not be in your company for 20 or 30 minutes seated without knowing where the muster point is. They should be aware. So that is one thing you should tell them. So if you look at the first one, say raise the alarm immediately. So the means you want to raise this alarm is not left for you. Most people will not have BA system to do this announcement. Most people will shout fire, fire. Depending on the pattern, you think people will hear. But don't just keep quiet as a fire marshal. Raise an alarm audibly. If the alarm system, you break the glass, we talked about it. Most times, if the glasses are not well inspected, you go and break the glass and it will not give alarm. So people will know here. Use the alarm call points. Those are the things. The PA system is also part of it. You notify people there is fire. And in fact, there's no people here there is fire here. They are scared. At that point, the fire marshal is the leader. You take over authority, even the highest ranked person. If I'm training for companies, I make sure the CEO or the MD is part of the fire marshal because he commands more respect. I mean, the MD is here and is the one giving authority. You get, but anybody that wears that vest as a fire marshal is the person every other person around takes lead till the incident commander comes and take over. So you don't just say because your fire marshal is just only you're telling people where to go to. That's why I mentioned that a fire marshal should be at the muster point already. So you guys don't have to. Let's say you have 80 people. I said that earlier on, and you have 4 fire marshals. One person should walk down as soon as that alarm is raised to the muster point. You are going there, you're telling the security people there has been fire alarm in the building. Nobody should drive in and nobody should go out. You are giving that order. You're standing there telling everybody that this is the muster point. These other 3 people inside are going into the rooms to sweep the toilet upstairs, just making sure. So let's say it's a 2-story building. So the 3 people in the building, the 3 fire marshals in the building don't really need to be in one floor. You have to divide yourself. And the standard is there should be fire marshal on every floor. So when there is fire, the fire marshal assigned for first ground floor don't have to go up. No. At this point, you have identified where this fire is going on. It's happening amongst yourself. Everybody is looking up to you. You can now look at the easiest exit for the people in the first floor to go out from, the people in the second floor. So you must not evacuate people from one exit. The safest and nearest exit is what you're looking at this point. So the moment they sweep, they bring their card, they are giving signal to each other. Let's say the people, the fire marshal in the first floor, everybody is evacuating. He's taking them to the nearest exit, not going to the down floor, straight to the muster point. When he gets there, he doesn't need to come back into the building. He musters. The person in the second floor, the same thing. Obviously the person in the last floor will definitely go out first because he's closer or closest. They go out. The last person to go out is the fire marshal, and you close the door behind you. Do not re-enter until an all clear is given. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Is
Yes,
that
ma.
clear?
It's clear.
Very
Yes.
clear.
Okay.
Yes, I get it.
Yes, ma.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. So you go to the assembly point and do head count. Now, most people will not do head count. So many of us, we know what head count is, right? Now,
Let's go.
in my office here, we have over 300 persons, okay, in my office. Now, over these 300 persons now, imagine I'm doing head count. I'm counting. We'll have a clocking system where as soon as you come in, your ID card is clocked. Yes, for attendance, yeah. But it doesn't mean that the system is going to be used to pay you. No, it's an emergency preparedness uh, plan procedure that helps. That helps me as the person in charge of the emergency response to take an account of everyone that is around when that fire incident happened. So the first thing I do is by 12, I would have to look at it. I have the system where I monitor everyone that has entered in the morning. Say 8 o'clock. I'm aware of how many persons that are here. You also know that it's actually a construction site and people have to also go out to sites and come back. But the moment you go in, it's a mandatory requirement. The moment you go out, you clock. It's the system logs you out. So there is fire incident or an incident that will make people evacuate. I go through the system and it's already showing me that you're not there. So there will be no need looking for you. Another system you can use is Buddy Buddy system. I don't know how many people How many of us are aware of buddy system?
I've not heard it before.
Okay.
Um,
So buddy system as a fire marshal, what you would do, let's say the offices are subdivided. We have logistics, we have insulators, we have HSC, different section. Do you get? Now, when you gather at the muster point, everyone is there at the muster point. What you will tell the logistics team, look around and make sure every of your team member that resume work this morning is around. You get? You go to mechanical. Mechanical will give you everyone is here, everyone is fine. You go to HSC. HSC will tell you the same thing. There at the muster point. Okay? There at the muster point. So the moment you're taking that record, you're ticking, you can just write on your paper because at this point now, that's I'm introducing this one. If you're not able to do head count of everyone that is there, or if you don't have a functional system where you can take the record of everyone that had come this morning. So use the buddy system, it works. Just look at logistics, tell them, are your members complete? Go to mechanical like that. So oftentimes the one of the team will tell you, okay, I saw Deborah, she's not here. I think she's still in there. You now those are the things. So you're doing it immediately, everybody must start because you want to be sure of the information you're giving to the fire team. But you had gone round and you didn't see anybody. It could be that you missed one of the toilets and Anthony was in that toilet. He didn't even hear. He's pressing his phone. He didn't get to hear alarm or he's wearing headset. He didn't get to hear the alarm and everybody is outside. Okay. So the moment that is raised, as soon as the fire team arrive, they are going to look for Anthony. Oftentimes you see him coming out when everybody had started after 10 minutes. He will be surprised when he comes out, he's looking for everybody. Let's say it is Rapture and the rest of them. So people can be funny, okay? So you don't really have to like, okay, everyone is out. No, you really need to be so proactive as a fire marshal at this point. Hello,
yes, we are listening.
Hi,
can you
guys.
hear me?
Hi,
Yeah, we
we
can
can hear
listen.
you. Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay.
Carry
Yes,
on.
we
All
can.
right.
we are with you.
Okay. So we have roles, and part of the roles we have to play as a fire marshal. After a fire or a drill, let's say you conducted
Yes,
a
we can
drill
hear
or
you.
fire. Now, don't keep quiet. Of
I can hear you. We can hear you.
everything you find out, of every lapses, of everything that could be as a failure that could be traced back to you. You see, this voluntary role we are doing, you can actually get into some trouble. You'll be like, God, why didn't I stay at a place? But it's building you. I'm telling you, it's building you. It's fire engineering and fire safety is very high, it's very lucrative over here. It's something that insurance at some point, you find out that people are finding it difficult because they tell you, I will not die. Are you God that will kill? That is why I'm probably. But if you go to someone and you're teaching fire safety and telling them I want to carry out fire risk assessment for you, they will listen. The moment you tell the man there could be fire in this house, you can imagine someone that you're telling that you could be in a car accident and you pass. He will not listen to you. But the moment you tell him there could be fire here, everything I'm going to install prevent fire from happening, they will listen to you. I've tested it, it has worked. They don't want fire. But death, they will tell you Holy Ghost fire. They will tell you it will not happen. But you see fire, they will tell you it will happen. And if you want to diversify, go into fire safety research. It is very lucrative. Believe me. Believe me. So don't say because you're just a fire marshal, upgrade it. Go to higher courses. And the way it is now, you don't really need to go to university to be a fire risk assessor. You don't have to. It's training certifications. You do drills, you look at buildings, and you do assignments, and you attend lectures. You're a certified fire risk assessor. And if you want to further in education, fine. A civil is someone who did civil engineer, like it's versatile. You can any field can go into it. Well, that's an encouragement from me, anyways. Report findings and issues you find out. Doors not closing, people returning inside without authorization. Let's say you have someone, most of our workers are so, you find out that these ones probably they feel because he's a project manager and he's um he was not supposed to go out, or probably was not supposed to come in and he disobeyed because he find out it's a job, something happened. Flag it up. I did one drill last week. I went there as an observer. The fire marshal raised an alarm. One of the works managers disobeyed and drew the report wasn't a good one. You don't disrespect people because you are higher than them. I told him fire. I said, look, I'm doing this report myself. Don't bother yourself. I did that report and I put it out. He saw it. Calls were you don't disobey people because you are higher than them. It's unacceptable. We don't do that. And then I came back and I said, go and apologize to that guy. That's the only thing I need from you. He went back and he said, I'm sorry. It doesn't. You might tell the security guy to open the gates for you. When there is an alarm, you should be leading by example as a leader. You don't disrespect people. So it wasn't an easy thing. My own self small day my body. So it wasn't an easy thing. It's not me. You don't offend me. If I'm doing this, you can't go out. Because the security guy, when I look you know go try out. Because this guy is lower and you're disobeying him, you don't do that in my present. So the moment you're that fire marshal, I'm talking to you. No matter who the person is, respectfully tell them no one goes out. And if there is any need why the muster point should be moved, you'll be put in the know. A fire point or muster point can only be moved, or people can be moved, is when it is no longer safe to keep people evacuated from the building. You should be part of the people making that decision. Okay, the fire is escalating to this level. Okay, the flood is getting to this point. What do we do? You have to start thinking about that with the management team. So you look at your muster points. That is because to you that is the best place. You can't tell people to go to muster points and it's on the road where a vehicle can easily ram into them. You've committed murder. So those are the things you have to start looking at. Is the muster point safe for people to muster? If it is not safe, say no to that. Say no to that. It is part of your duty to say this fire point, this muster point is okay. It is not. Tell your management team that it's not big enough. It's not safe. They will listen to you. Help with post-incident reviews. Give your reviews. If you can write reports, learn. Drill report is very fantastic. It's added advantage. Write reports. You give your recommendation. People listen. Even the management team, the MD will listen to your recommendation. People start discussing it and make your reports open. Don't hide it. People should see it. Send it out to the management team so that people see. Legal and moral standout. Under the regulatory reform, fire safety. So this is for UK 2025. Employees or the responsible person must appoint competent people to help with fire safety. That's fire marshals fulfill this role. Okay. You can start with, if you're on LinkedIn, go to LinkedIn and type fire safety jobs. Look at the rules, look at the requirement. Now I'm begging you people, I'm into fire safety. I'm begging you to come and be my colleague because the money there is more than the job, people need it. Okay. So it is a mandatory requirement for every firm to have fire marshal or fire safety. Hello, someone said something. Hello.
Please go on. His mic was not muted.
Okay, sorry
Please go.
about that. Okay. Failure to properly train or support fire marshal can lead to serious legal consequences for the business. So it's a mandatory requirement for the company to train you, to put you. At least you're lucky you've taken this training today. At least one can carry it for the next 3 years. Yeah. So it is a mandatory, it's a legal requirement Over here, they don't joke with legal requirements. The moment is a government legal requirement, everybody is avoiding it. So you can incorporate that into your company or your firm. Make sure you have fire marshals. And people can die due to ignorance or compliance or complacency. Yeah, it's a requirement here. So if you go back, let's talk to our company. What a fire marshal is not. Fire marshal, you're not a firefighter. But if you want to be a fire marshal, firefighter, fine. If you can upgrade to that level, fine. They should never try to tackle large fires. I said it earlier on. You only fight at the incipient stage if it is not safe to do so. Evacuate, go out. Don't be a hero. Their priority is getting people out of the building, not a hero. Their job is controlled. Calm leadership, not taking dangerous risks. Even as a firefighter, I will not. Somebody got drowned over here. We'll call the response team to come. Fire marshal came, ambulance came, firefighters came, ambulance team came. Sorry. People were expecting them to go and jump into the river and start bringing. They never did. They said, no, we can't go in. I say, if this thing were to be in Port Harcourt or my Nigeria, the way they will stone you people here. Hey, God. But if you can come in to save these people, they will sue them or charge them for suicide. That is because you're a firefighter. You're not a diver. You're not a trained diver to carry out that level of rescue. Okay? Their job is controlled, calm leadership, not taking dangerous risks. Not responsible for fixing hazards. You identify hazards, please. They report them so the employer can rectify them. Don't fix hazards. Report them. In simple terms, a fire marshal is your trained eyes, ears, and calm leader in an emergency, helping people get out safely and ensuring fire risks don't go unchecked day to day. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I bored us and talked too much. And to this, I would say we have come to the end of this class.
I must appreciate you, instructor. I've been listening to you now almost 2 hours now, and all what you have said will help me in my place of work. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much. I have really appreciate lecture
Really
and
appreciate you,
everything.
bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Even though I'm a firefighter, but like seriously, I've improved. I've
Yes,
learned so much. Thank you very much.
there are
Thank
some
you.
areas
Thank
which
you.
I'm a little cover.
thank you so much since you promised to send
Thank you.
the
We appreciate you.
note
May
to us.
God continue to
Thank you.
bless you.
Thank you.
This little you take. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This
Thank
one I
you.
want to worship. I believe you know
I
what
would like to say something.
I
God
can
bless
see
you.
yes.
It's quite educative, sir. Quite educative.
Thank you.
Sure. Yes.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. God bless.
Ma'am,
Thank you. So,
Ma'am Vivian, if
yes,
I
yes,
may.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
so I
Thank you
would
so
like
much.
to say that if you've not dropped your name in the chat, the in chat, please kindly do so. So I get the
Okay.
appropriate way to place your name in the certificate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please drop your name the way you want it to appear on the certificate. Okay, the way you want it to be
Sorry,
on the please certificate.
sorry, where should they drop it? Is that
Yeah,
the
on
WhatsApp
the
group?
chat.
In the
Yes,
in the message
yeah.
box on this meeting.
Sorry, ma. Where are we supposed to write the proper name that will appear on the certificate?
On the like
There's
in
a
the
space
chat.
for it. In call messages. Just everyone is dropping already, so you can go ahead.
Go to your option where there are three dots.
I can't press. Where can we do it?
Yes, press those three dots.
I can't get it here, please.
There's the three dots. Where there are three seconds.
see the three dots, it will take you to where you can.
Yeah, when there are three dots,
When you click the three dots, it will take you there.
yeah, when you click the three phone message.
Hello,
See, I
please,
invest in phone message. When there when
In-call
the
message.
three
Yes, when
when
you
the
message. When you click the
yes, you click the info message and then type your name.
the three dot, then when you enter there, it take you to in-call message.
Yes. You know, you want to click the three dots to
Have you
appear.
seen it?
Yes, have you seen it?
The best way
In
is to type.
message, type yes, search for the info message and type your full name.
Person. You see every other
Please, instructor,
Ah,
where I'm
please.
Yes,
instructor,
please, Christopher. Like you promised, you were going to send us the slide the other time. I wouldn't know if we are still getting that, so that we can still go through it, for effective understanding.
Yes, try to be dropped on WhatsApp, please. You can WhatsApp it. Is that okay?
All right, ma.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Better, it's
When
better,
drop
it's
it on
better.
the WhatsApp. Yeah.
Hello, I have
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Dina.
Sorry, excuse me, ma.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma. Are you dropping a certificate in our email or you are going to WhatsApp? Hello, ma.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Hello, ma.
It
Are
will be
you?
sent. It's an email.
I said the certificate. Are you sending it to our email or you are giving us to WhatsApp?
Put your email. Any of the forwarded to your email. If you don't get it via your email, flag it so your WhatsApp. So officially, they will all be sent to your email.
Okay, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening. There are
Hello,
people
ma.
that
Here I have a colleague.
are
We are
in
doing
this
the lecture together and we don't
meeting,
have,
but they are not in the WhatsApp
we
group.
don't have
How do you add
effort.
them?
What are we going
And
to
how will
do?
they get their certificates?
Okay, the WhatsApp link will be redropped and forward to some persons that participated in. They are not in the WhatsApp group, so they will be WhatsApp drop on the WhatsApp platform so you can share to them and also to share to some other people. By next month in another section also so they can be. But please note, the certificate is only for those have every participant that took part in this section. So it's only those people that will be that will get their certificate. It's not just everybody that is in the WhatsApp group. So we have the comprehensive list of everybody that joined the section and stayed for the section. So those are the people that will receive their certificate there because it's a certificate that is coming from a recognized training. So we have to be sure that holding it are people that have gone through the section. Yeah, thank you. All right. The absence of a question, every other section. Once we need to communicate was via the WhatsApp group. So thank you very much, behalf of Fire Services.
I was invited for a birthday.
I want to appreciate every one of you for your time. I believe the section is quite important. You can do well by encouraging us by doing it. You to appreciate us for the wonderful section. You can hear that you can continue me with it on WhatsApp. Use to encourage others.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so you can drop a review video. I don't mind.
Thank
A
you so
review
much.
Okay.
video that will be appreciated as well.
All right.
So thank you so much.
So we'll be having our fire
Yeah, when
drill.
are you coming to
Fire.
Nigeria?
Everyone, Vivian.
They want me to come to Nigeria. Don't worry, you push it to another election, I'll be there. For now.
Vivian.
Okay.
Vivian.
Because it would be nice if you would hold a seminar in Nigeria here for us.
Yeah, I'm planning that anytime next year. So about 3% in the loop, okay? We need to do a fire safety seminar for all of us. But before then, I would also encourage us for those of us that want to learn drills and exercise. That's going to be our next section. So ready for that. We are going to drop that information platform. Thank you.
Vivian.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Hello.